Welcome back to Potentially Ill-Conceived Productions here in Arizona. And as always, I am Phil, your gatekeeper. Today, we have a very interesting cigar selection, CAO FASA. There are a number of cigars in the FASA line. FASA phase. There is this one, which is the Sol or Sun. Then there is the FASA Noche, which is night. So you have day and night, the difference between the two. This is a 6x50. It's a medium bodied cigar. And I say this one is extremely interesting because CAO likes to use areas where not all the rest of the companies out in the cigar world use. The wrapper for this cigar comes from Honduras, a particular area in Honduras. It's called the Olancho San Agustin region, and there is also a CAO series of cigars called OSA that utilizes that area as tobacco along with this one. So anyway, so we have this Honduran wrapper surrounding a Cameroon binder, and then long fillers coming from the Dominican and 3 separate areas in Nicaragua. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this cigar. So let's pop the cap off of this poppy and figure what we got going on here. I've got my handy dandy cutter here. I use this cutter. This is probably the only cutter that I have not lost over the years. It seems like all of my expensive cutters, from Zycar and all the various companies that I've gotten cutters from over the years by buying boxes of cigars or whatever, they all turn up missing. I bought this for 99 cents in a cigar store and have had it for about 10 years. So, cut a little bit off of there, and we're going to go in for the dry draw and see what we got here. Pepper. Right out of the chutes, I'm getting pepper. And then nuttiness behind that. We know that this is not going to be a sweet, have a sweetness in it because the areas where it's drawing from, Honduras and Dominican, you have milder flavor profiles, and they're earthier flavor profiles. The Nicaraguan would have a little bit of sweetness in there, but I think it's being overpowered by the Cameroon and the wrapper at this point. So yeah, definitely pepper and nuttiness. But let's fire it up now. One of you viewers commented a while back asking asking why I don't toast my the foot of my cigar before I start drawing on it. And quite honestly, it's because I'm smoking outside, and we always seem to have a breeze blowing through here. If I wanted to do things correctly, I would probably end up getting a butane lighter, so that a torch lighter, so that I would have a constant flame. But just using matches, it pops out or blows the match out usually before I get the foot toasted. So anyway, yeah, that spiciness hangs out there very, very nicely. We've been talking about process with curing and fermentation in that the last few videos. The whole process for tobacco, once it is picked, and once it's cultivated, harvested, all the tobacco goes from the field into a drying barn, where it's hung and where it's dried naturally. It's during this process that the maturation or the growing process obviously stops, because it's no longer attached to the mother plant. But the sugar level gets set at that point in time. They usually are in a drying house or barn for about 50 days. Then from there, even though they have dried to a certain level, they're still those leaves are still not smokable. So then they've got to go into a curing process, and every leaf goes through a curing process, and that curing process is either going to be being stacked in pilones, or have a controlled atmosphere kind of fermentation. And that goes on. That's usually a two-step fermentation. You've got it for a period of days. The first time, then you readjust the leaves and go through another period of days. And at times the companies go through a third. But usually at the end of that second, the leaves at that point in time are sorted and baled. Then they get put into storage, and pretty much all cigar tobacco goes through at least 2 years of aging or storing in those controlled atmosphere bales, and most go to 5 years, and there are some that even go beyond those 5 years. So every cigar you get is a finely aged cigars. You can tell this is a very medium cigar. You get the flavor profile, but it doesn't kick you in the face at any given point in time. It's just there like a welcome friend. This would be perfect with a cortado or a cafe au lait, espresso and steamed milk. Oh, this would be amazing with that in the morning. This is actually an all day long cigar. Even though you have the Fasa Noche, which is heavier in a flavor profile. It has a Brazilian wrapper. I'm not even going to try to say the name. I was trying to do that for a video yesterday, and it took me about 25 times to try to correctly pronounce the name of that area in Brazil. Pairings of this would be pretty much everything. Coffee, cafe au lait, bourbons, whiskeys, both rye and corn. Pretty much any, I could see someone drinking a mixed drink with this. It's not going to be an objectionable taste in any way, shape, or form. So this is CAO FASA, FASA Sol. Let me know if you've had it. Let me know if you liked it, didn't like it, and more importantly, what the heck are you smoking today? Y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you on the flip.